the 2022 World Champion for SWC, is on the cusp. Who will it be? DUCHAN or TARS? Let's find out together. The final match of the SWC 2022 season begins right now.
Let's get into this match, guys. DUCHAN versus TARS. We have our very first match in the final here in Seoul, Korea. We have an absolute banger coming up right now.
This is the one everyone's been waiting for. This is going to be a great matchup. Winner takes the crown and $100,000.
Old DUCHAN with the first pick here. Pre-ban's coming out right now. There's that Gurkha and Dark Onimusha getting the pre-ban here in the very first match.
Great pre-ban. No one wants to deal with the Gurkha, and DUCHAN does not want to deal with the Gurkha there. So great pre-ban from DUCHAN. This first pick here is going to tell us a lot about how he wants to drive this match. Oliver makes a lot of sense. We're going to see probably a Tianlang Masha counter pick, as has been standard for TARS and most people that own Tianlangs.
Yep, and there's the Tianlang, exactly as you said. The Masha is coming up for TARS as well. Read like an absolute book here. DUCHAN very quickly drafting the Shizuka and the Miles coming out.
Yeah, I saw DUCHAN make a face there. It's not units he wanted to see, but very confidently taking the Miles and the Shizuka here. The Miles going to deal very well with that Masha there. But again, DUCHAN is open to a cleave, and that's exactly what TARS is presenting with the Morna Sagar here. So I think DUCHAN needs to probably think about leaning into his Gianna last pick, and then something else to fight for speed here. You cannot give up turn one instantly. So he leans for that Gianna, as predicted here, and then I would like to see a Robo G92. That would be a pretty good option here. A Tomo is an interesting pick here. I'm not sure about the Tomo though, given the fact that there's already a Tianlang on the field.
And Tomo bringing also an additional speed lead to the field as well for DUCHAN. TARS looking to wrap up his draft with this last pick after seeing the Gianna and the Tomo.
Yeah, so DUCHAN's vulnerability in his draft right now is if that Gianna gets banned, DUCHAN doesn't really have a solid turn one answer. He doesn't really have a turn one way to capitalize on turn one. But if TARS decides not to capitalize on the Gianna weakness there, goes for the Juno, then we know Gianna's likely going to be let through. We're probably going to see a ban on the, probably the ban on the Miles, or ban on the Tomo. Could very well be likely here. So I think that's what we're going to see from the side of TARS, is a ban on either the Tomo or the Miles here. Takes out the Gianna. So again, Gianna is the vulnerability here. Juno makes a lot of sense here. I don't know if DUCHAN has enough damage. It's going to come down to see how much damage this Masha does versus DUCHAN's team.
Let's see what happens. Speed leads for both players here. 33 speed lead coming out for DUCHAN, giving him first turn with Miles. Miles looking for a potential skill 2 stun.
And once he takes his turn, that's a massive stun onto that Masha.
And a big proc, and the damage rolls in on top of that Masha, already looking like it's going to get dismounted very shortly.
Yeah, DUCHAN just needs to resist a couple of stuns here, resist a couple of attack bar resets, and he's going to be in a great spot.
Oh, you definitely resist a couple strips there. That's definitely going to help DUCHAN out a little bit, but he does have to worry about Cigar looking for a strip reset, potentially going out onto the Tomo or all of them.
Well, he chooses not to reset. The Shizuka here does not get the reset on the Tomo here, so Tomo's going to be able to do a lot of work here. I think DUCHAN's going to need to capitalize this, needs to find a way to dismount that Masha at some point.
Yep, going down that third skill. Does get resisted on the attack bar on top of the Mo Long here. We do get the Karma and stun to land on top of that Masha, though.
Massive stun onto that Masha. That Masha's not going to be able to do anything this turn, so great plays by DUCHAN.
Yep, Tianlang looking for a little bit of damage there, going out onto the Miles. That's already defense broken. Additional turn's going to come out from this Masha. I don't think Masha's going to be using second skill here.
No, Masha's definitely not. Likely going to be taking out the Miles here. Goes for the luck. Does use second skill there. Does take out that unit.
Yep, puts him down to pretty much get dismounted by absolutely anything. There's that second skill going out onto the Cigar. There's that first skill for Tomo for the dismount.
But there's so much threat on the side of TARS here. I don't know if there's enough damage on DUCHAN's side. DUCHAN only has a Tomo and an Oliver here, and there's a Tianlang on the field here. So I think DUCHAN is in quite a bit of trouble.
Yeah, TARS getting the provoke on top of that Shizuka as well. A little bit of poke damage coming towards the Tomo. Tomo not getting defense broken by that Tianlang. Then we have Oliver with the third skill going out on Tianlang. Second skill is coming out onto the Cigar. Cigar taking a little bit of first skill damage here. We do have second skill available with Tomo.
And that's a massive resist of that defense break from that Tianlang earlier. Allows him to keep that Tomo alive just a little bit longer here. So DUCHAN still has a chance here, but needs to get that Shizuka online.
Yeah, there's a re-provoke coming back onto the Shizuka. Shizuka's not going to be able to use his skills. Of course, in case Shizuka is able to violent proc out, but Masha's going to be taking the violent procs here. Too much damage on the side of TARS right now. He's already celebrating this match.
Yeah, definitely too much damage here. That provoke onto that Shizuka is absolutely massive. That Shizuka's not been able to do anything yet.
Yeah, no additional turn. You can tell that DUCHAN was really hoping for the violent proc after that provoke there fell off. But we're going to see a first skill. No attack break going out onto the Oliver. Not going to matter too much, though.
Yeah, the Oliver not going to be able to do enough here. That's a lot of damage coming out from Miles here, and that Shizuka's not going to be able to take on 4 units at once.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, I think he's just going to be running out of time here, really thinking about his next match. Doesn't matter here. DUCHAN's going to concede. TARS taking round 1 away from DUCHAN.
Tough match for DUCHAN there. I think it comes. I mean, DUCHAN actually had quite a few things go his way too as well. I think in that matchup, that Shizuka's a complete liability. Shizuka not really impacting the speeds of the draft there. Basically got controlled by TARS the entire time. Got provoked up by the Sagar. Not much he could do there. I think DUCHAN, when he adjusts, should think about some counterplay, some robos, some fighting for turn 1, because letting TARS take turn 1 is not really something you really want to do in this situation. Very tough to come back from an opening like that when you have 4 impactful AoE units just go off on your team.
Yep, see what happens. We're getting into round 2. DUCHAN, TARS. DUCHAN really needs to make an adjustment here after that very first match there. Maybe not a Tomo draft. Tomo really didn't come off very impressive whatsoever in that draft.
Yeah, and that Tomo also resisted quite a few defense breaks, so that match could have ended a lot earlier. I don't think that Tomo was the right pick there. It really could have been literally anything else that would allow him to, you know, fight in an AoE manner, and I think he'd be okay there. But Tomo's not the answer, and I think DUCHAN, especially when there's a Tianlang on the field, and I think DUCHAN can go back to the drawing board and maybe pick something else there.
And as you see there at the bottom, we have now reached our full capacity of viewership, 300,000 of you tuning on in for the World Finals. We thank you. Go on into the client now, get your gifts for being such a great community.
Hey, good luck on your re-apps when you do claim those prizes. Those are great, awesome prizes for this viewership. Anyways, as we get into the second match here, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to pre-ban. I mean, DUCHAN's going to have to deal with that Gurkha. And I think DUCHAN's probably going to take out that Tianlang, so pre-banning out that Tianlang. And he's going to have to deal with the Gurkha, probably just going to have to ban it outright. It's just such an impressive unit.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, if you're going to tell in the draft if he overcommits, and hopefully he doesn't do any overcommitting to the Gurkha, because I feel like that might be a sign of probably little issues in the draft, their overcommitments here.
So instead of banning the Tianlang, decides to take out an Oliver, which is a little interesting there. Thought the Tianlang would be a little bit better of a pre-ban here. So either way, I think both of them have enough units in their toolkit where it doesn't really matter. TARS going for the turn 2 play with the Nana, and then DUCHAN going again for the turn 2 play with the Shizuka Juno here. So not sure about that, because TARS can pivot into a turn 1 play when DUCHAN goes 2 really slow units here. TARS can lay down a more Changpeng or more AoE type thing, Praha more, or continue to go with turn 2, right? There's a lot of different options you can do. But when you draft 2 slow units off the bat, you limit what you can do in your draft.
Now, I think the Judo is a preemptive draft here going into what TARS was probably going to be drafting here, and we are going to be seeing that Gurkha coming out once again alongside that Praha as well.
Yeah, the problem with Juno, though, is that it can solo the Gurkha, but it doesn't do much else beside that. We see DUCHAN lean into that Changpeng Dark Onimusha, so he's leaning into a cleave here. But again, he's only going to have 1 more unit to cleave with, and that might not be enough if TARS decides to contest with speed. If he goes with some sort of a Wind Robo play or some other type of AoE unit, it could present some challenges for DUCHAN.
Well, let's see what happens. We've got TARS. He's got his last picks here coming in here in a Verdi heal. Is that potentially a Swift Verd, or is that a Revenge? It's probably a Revenge Verd now that we see a Changpeng on the field, and also a Robo G92 coming out here, and a Riley as well.
Absolutely. So DUCHAN going with the Robo, going for the cleave here. I think he's going to take out the Verd when he takes out the Robo G92 like that, and he's going to try to dominate and control like that. Takes out the Verd, Changpeng goes down, so it's going to come down to how much attack bar this Robo takes, if he's able to strip that Riley, and then if he's able to get full team stuns.
Oh, maximum resistance going to be coming out here for the side of TARS. HP lead coming out for DUCHAN. We've got round number 2 here in this final in Seoul, Korea. We've got second skill with the Robo G92 getting the full strip here into the third skill. He might be looking for those stuns right here.
And DUCHAN's praying for it, and we see the Robo G92 going off.
1. No! Does not get a second stun here with that Robo G92.
No, and the crowd not liking that right now, not liking the fact that the Robo missed. Forced to use that skill 3 on the Shizuka, and unfortunately not getting the Nana there.
Ooh, looking for the defense break. Does get that defense break on top of the Praha, though.
Does get the defense break on the Praha, but the Praha proc so unlucky for DUCHAN.
Yeah, very unlucky indeed. He's going to be going for that skill, too, potentially removing all of those immunity off the field here. Does get it, and only the G92 is going to be keeping up with that 2-turn immunity. Yeah,
DUCHAN does need to get a stun under that Gurkha there, but again, it's just so difficult to do right now. TARS just has so much resilience on his side of the field. It's kind of tough for DUCHAN to take advantage right now.
Yep, just a little bit of poke damage coming towards that Praha, using that skill 2 to help get some skills back up onto that Robo G92. They're going to look for a Despair Stun, does not receive it. Does have an attack break on top of that. Onimusha is definitely going to help limiting the damage there. Defense break is going to be landing on top of the Praha. Juno trying to finish off the defense broken Praha, not getting it though.
We're going to see that Robo move in front of the Riley though, so DUCHAN's going to have another chance to do some AoE magic here, so we'll see if he's able to do it here.
There's that second skill, trying to soak up as much attack bar as possible. Here goes that third skill. Let's see what happens here. He's looking for stuns. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 happens here. He gets full team stun for DUCHAN. Chan loves every bit of that. Riley is going to proc, get the cleanse out from all that work DUCHAN just did right there.
Wow, so much work by DUCHAN, but just gets negated with 1 proc from the Praha. So Praha chooses not to heal, which is also a very interesting decision, considering the fact that there's a lot of damage coming his way.
Yeah, still looking for Despair Stun on top of that Gurkha, not receiving it. No defense breaks have come out in the Praha either.
No defense breaks, no procs here. DUCHAN's on the back foot. TARS going to be able to do a lot. He has protection from O'Reilly here and heals from that Praha coming up.
It was a lucky Despair Stun going on top of the Juno, though. Beautiful Despair Stun going out onto the Gurkha as well. There's that third skill, putting everybody to sleep here, healing up TARS team. Riley's going to be doing a little bit of damage coming towards that Dark Onimusha. Dark Onimusha does have skills available.
Dark Onimusha does have skills available, but he does need procs at the moment. He's really far behind here. DUCHAN needs to get a proc.
Look for the defense break, does not receive anything here as he does try to go for just a skill 1 stun. Despair Stun onto the Gurkha, not receiving anything either.
Not receiving anything on the Gurkha, and again, DUCHAN is on the back foot right now. Suzuka does not have skills, and that Gurkha's going to be able to start locking units up.
Yeah, TARS looking to keep up that attack break on top of Dark Onimusha, and is working very well for him. We have no skills available to Shizuka. Shizuka's not going to get any additional turns here, and we've got Gurkha primed and ready, getting that 2-turn provoke on top of the G92, and it's not looking good.
I mean, just such an oppressive unit here. This Gurkha's going to be able to taunt up everything, and once it locks down the Shizuka, there's going to be no way that DUCHAN can come back here. This is just such an oppressive way to play here. It's just really difficult if you're DUCHAN.
Yeah, TARS really holding on to everything that Riley has to keep his team healthy, sustained, and immunity whenever he needs it, though. Still no defense breaks going to be coming through. Still no defense breaks going to be coming through here.
No defense breaks at all here, and everything's taunted up, and Gurkha's going to be able to take this one here. I mean, all 3 units are taunted up. There's nothing DUCHAN can do at the moment.
Absolutely nothing. He's looking for Despair Stun, doesn't receive it there, but here we go. Gurkha's coming back there, looking to take a unit. He already read it right there. TARS with a round 2 victory.
I mean, that one again was exactly what we saw in the Pinkhorn matchup. It's just Gurkha. Gurkha's one singular unit that can basically destroy an entire team. You don't even need to think about your draft. You just lay a Gurkha and win the game here. So kind of a powerful unit here. TARS just abusing that unit to victory. Basically could potentially win SWC on the back of that one unit.
Yep, very much so. He already claimed that he was going to be playing a lot more Gurkha, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. But I think the dangerous thing with this Gurkha, though, is if DUCHAN overcommits to just the Gurkha alone, he could put himself in a lot of trouble, where we have TARS, who has the ability to just change his pace so well, yeah, with the kind of boxing count that he has.
Yeah, I think DUCHAN just needs to pre-ban the Gurkha as he did in the first match, not get unlucky with that, and then find a way to take that match, and then deal with the Gurkha, or just ban it outright in the next match, and then as we get into the 5th match, you know, pre-ban that again. That's kind of his path to victory. I don't think Gurkha can be dealt with easily. Even if you have Mashas, Junos, we've seen everyone take those units and they don't do anything to Gurkha. Just such a powerful unit.
Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen, guys, if we get into round number 3. DUCHAN looking to keep himself alive here. TARS looking to shut it down. But we've got these 2 units that are available, the Oliver and Nephthys, now available in the draft.
Yeah, Oliver and Nephthys available in the draft here. DUCHAN definitely going to be taking out the Gurkha here. So it's really going to come down to what TARS is taking out. Takes out the Dark Onimusha, as expected. So this is going to be same draft as the first match.
See what DUCHAN's going to be first picking, potentially taken away from TARS here.
I think DUCHAN's going to lean into that Oliver and probably draft in a very similar manner as how he did in the first match. But he's taking his time to think. I mean, he's down 0-2. He's in the finals. Goes with the Nephthys first turn. I don't know if I like the Nephthys first turn this early to telegraph what you're playing. I think he should take some of the middle units, fight for some of those, and then come in with the Nephthys. I think it's much better in picks 2 and 3.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what happens here. I think he might be locking this unit down. He really is thinking about it. Does take the Nephthys back. Let's see if he chooses to go with that Oliver or not. Does go with the Oliver here. TARS looking to respond with both those units. We've seen it before, and it is always that Masha and that Tian Lang.
Yeah, and DUCHAN last time responded with the Shizuka Miles, but the Shizuka Miles is not really enough threat into TAR's side of the field here. That Shizuka really doesn't do very much in this situation. So I like the Praha a bit more. It allows DUCHAN to still cleave if he wants, because they can strip for Changpungs and things like that. So I like this opening a lot more than having a Shizuka in place. A Gianna is also great. Allows him to go high speed. I like that just going straight in for the damage. Both are fine, but I think DUCHAN really needs to be aggressive with this comps here.
Yep, see what happens. TARS looking to respond after seeing a Gianna and a Miles coming out for DUCHAN here. We've got TARS. See what happens right here.
Yeah, so TARS probably going to lean in. Well, I was expecting him to go with a Moore and kind of complete a cleave type thing, like a Moore Wind Robo. Would have been a pretty interesting pick here. But instead, goes with a Nana, and then we're probably going to see a Moore turn 2. So actually, his team looks very cleavable. So he's running complete turn 2. DUCHAN is a very, very complete comp here. He's got 2 very consistent AoE strippers up top with the Gianna Wind Robo. Has a lot of AoE with the Nephthys. I'm not exactly a fan of the Miles in this spot if this is how he finishes the draft, because that you would typically want an AoE unit, but DUCHAN's got a very consistent draft here. TARS' last pick is going to get banned unless he makes a really bad last pick. But pretty much this is where DUCHAN has locked TARS out of the draft here. He's going to AoE cleave him down, and it comes down to act res and resist and whatnot and some damage there.
Ooh, Gio is going to be the last pick. That is a very interesting last pick from TARS.
Yeah, and Gio's a pretty poor last pick, and so typically the last pick would be banned out here, but the Masha's the most threatening one with defense break here. So DUCHAN takes out the Gio here, and you're going to look to see him do a Wind Robo opening, and then hopefully proc a couple times and do some damage.
Well, let's see what happens, because Miles looking to get a big stun here, not receiving anything on top of that Gio here. We're going to see there's the strip coming out of Gianna, getting a full team stun there. There's that skill to reduce the attack bar of everybody. Not getting a full turn, though.
Yeah, but DUCHAN being very careful about not dropping that bomb from Gianna, watching the attack bar of the Gio. So very smart plays from DUCHAN there. He's going to be able to do some damage. Chooses not to use skill 3 there. And then Tianlang's going to get a massive proc.
Yeah, this is where Tianlang can be really disruptive. Not getting any stuns, though, so getting a little lucky there against that Tianlang. But we've got Oliver with second skill available, looking to keep that Gio back, not getting the attack bar pushback just yet.
Yeah, but it's a lot of damage that DUCHAN's being able to present to this Gio here. He's going to have the ability to use skill 3 from this Wind Robo next. So DUCHAN's in a position to do a lot of damage.
Oh, bomb does not land on top of that Dominic. Gio does have skills available, throwing that camera onto that... onto the Wind Robo with the additional turns coming out here. He is going to be using it. Goes for the third. He needs the stuns here. Getting that one stun, that second stun. Looking for a third. Does get the third. Fourth is going to drop right here. Does get all 4 stuns.
Great AoE stuns from DUCHAN here. DUCHAN needs to capitalize off this. Time the kills with the Nana here and take a unit off the board.
Yeah, he's really trying to whittle down this Tianlang. Tianlang can be an extremely volatile unit. We get the additional turn coming out of Dominic. Dominic can remove any unit from the field, to be honest.
And once Dominic does so, that Nana's going to have 2 orbs here, and I don't know if DUCHAN has enough sustained damage to be able to take this. That Tianlang is making it very difficult for this Oliver to take over the game.
Oh, and the additional turns definitely coming in. Gianna's going to get dropped. That'll put Nana up to 3 orbs. Definitely not what DUCHAN needed to see right now.
Definitely not what DUCHAN needs to see, and there's no healer, no sustain on the side of DUCHAN. There's just so much resilience on the side of TARS here. This Miles, again, not able to do very much at single target, doesn't have AoE control, so DUCHAN's in a lot of trouble here. Gianna's going to be taken out very soon here. There's going to be another orb on this Nana.
Yep, there's that bomb going out, finally landing on top of Dominic as well. I think he's just going to skill 1 into the Tianlang potentially.
Yeah, he's going to have to skill, but he's going to have to address the orbs at some point here. But even if he gets a lot of procs here, I don't know if DUCHAN's going to be able to do what that Tianlang is. Stifling this Oliver, DUCHAN's just in such a tough spot.
Yeah, you can tell he knows he's in a tough spot indeed. There goes that Gianna, back up to 2 orbs. Just a couple of Sky Surfers here. Now, I'm not sure this definitely is going to be enough here.
Yeah, definitely not. They don't have AoE control here. TARS doesn't have immunity, but doesn't matter here. No AoE control, and there's just so much oppression coming from the side of TARS here. There's not a lot of burst on the side of DUCHAN either.
Yeah, looking for the attack bar reduction onto the Tianlang. Additional turns going to be coming out for the Gio, and that really isn't feeling great at all for DUCHAN. There's the defense break. There's the additional turn. There's the damage coming out, and there you have it. This year's SWC champion is TARS.